Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We have a little bit more Skeetersoft action for you here today. We got the Highlanders at the Athletics. Highlanders at 5-5, Athletics at 5-6. Why are we watching this game? Because everybody's still in the hunt for the American League. So we might as well show it to you until these teams are actually out of it. Charlie Hemphill is going to start this one off for New York, and he rolls a 55 for an 8, which is a ground ball over to shortstop. It's going to be Nichols who has that, throws to first for the out, one away. Here is Wee Willie Keeler. Keeler hitting 250 this season. He rolls a 55 for an 8. Another ground ball over to shortstop. Nichols again to first, 2 away. And here's Harry Niles. Niles rolls a 55, and that's going to be a 9 for a base hit, but then he's caught stealing. That'll bring us down to the bottom of the first inning. Wonder what's going on with these dice. Next roll is a 45 for a 14, and that's going to be a walk there to Topsy Hartzell. Off of Rube Manning, that'll bring up Harry Davis, now runner on first base. Hartzell, how quick is he? He's pretty quick. So we're going to hit and run. The roll again is a 55. I haven't seen this happen before. There's a little ground ball over to the second baseman, who is it, Niles, who throws over to first base for the out. And Hartzell moves up to second. That brings up Eddie Collins with a chance to drive one in. The next roll is 23. We finally have something different. That's a fly ball over to right field. Keeler has it for the out, 2 away, and that does bring up Danny Murphy. 2 outs, runner still on second. Murphy rolls a 26 for a 27. That is a ground ball over to Conroy. Conroy has it. He at third base, he throws over to first for the out, and we've got Hal Chase here in the top of the second inning. No score. Chase rolls a 31 for a 9. That is a single, but the little C gets him, and he's caught stealing. 1 away. Here's Jake Stahl. Stahl rolls a 32 for a 26. That is a ground ball over to second base. Eddie Collins has it. Throws to first for the out. 2 away. Here's Neil Ball. Ball rolls a 14 for a 43. The next roll is going to be a 15. That's within that little E range. That's going to be hit over to shortstop Nichols, who drops it, and he's going to be charged with the air. Here's Whit Conroy, 2 outs, top of the second. Conroy rolls a 14 for a 43, but there is that little lead chance again. The roll is a 26 out of the range. That'll be a fly ball over there to Oldring in center field. He makes the catch for the out, and he comes up here in the bottom of the second inning to lead off. Oldring rolls a 25 for a 9. That's a base hit, and he's caught stealing. First hit of the game for the Athletics. 1 away, though, for Jimmy Collins, and he rolls a 41 for a 28. That's a ground ball over to Ball at short. Throws to first for the out, 2 away, and here's Simon Nichols. Rolls a 34 for a 44. Fly ball over to Hemphill in center field. We go to the top of the third. Here's Red Kleinow. Kleinow rolls a 36 for a 33, and there is a little E roll, and it's a 23. It's within the range. It's going to be a little ground ball over to the pitcher, Coombs, who drops it. Kleinow is then on at first base, and Rube Manning is up now, and you know he's going to bunt. Of course, we rolled an 11 for a 0. Shouldn't have bunted, huh? Next roll is a 16 for a 6. Instead of a double, we have a little bunt over to the left side. Collins has it, throws over to the other Collins, the second baseman, covering it first for the first out. That brings up Charlie Hemphill, runner on second base. Hemphill rolls a 46 for a 29. That is a ground ball over to Davis, who flips over to Coombs, covering at the bag. Wee Willie Keeler comes up now, runner on third base, 2 outs. And his roll is a 54 for a 45, and that's going to be a little fly ball over to right field. Murphy has it for the out. We go to the bottom of the third. Here's Ossie Schreckengoss. He rolls a 52 for a 27. That's going to be a ground ball over to Conroy at third. He throws to first for the out, 1 away, and it's Jack Coombs now. Coombs rolls a 12 for a 24. Little E roll is there, and this is going to be a 13 this time. That's going to be an error on the pitcher, Manning. Coombs makes it to first base, and we've had 3 errors already in this game. Here's Topsy Hartzell with the runner on at first. Hartzell rolls a 62 for a 12, which is going to be a ground ball over to Niles. Flips over to Ball for 1. Can't complete the double play at first, though, and that brings up Harry Davis. 2 outs in the bottom of the third, and he rolls a 33 for a 0. And the next roll is a 31 for a 4, and that's going to be a triple to left field, scoring the run. And it's a 1-0 game for the Athletics. And here comes Eddie Collins. 2 outs, bottom of the third inning, runner on third. 1-0 Athletics, and Collins rolls a 66 for a 0. And then a 44 for a 2, and that's going to be another triple. This one along the left field line, and that'll score the run. And here comes Danny Murphy, 2-0 Athletics now. Murphy rolls a 62 for a 12, and that's going to be a little fly ball over to right field. And Keeler has it for the out. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's Harry Niles. Niles rolls a 51 for a 10. That is a 5. Yes, that is a 5, and that's going to be a single to center field, and he's a runner on at first base. Brings up Hal Chase. We'll take another look here at Harry Niles. He does have that magic 11, so we are going to hit and run. Chase rolls an 11 for a 0. This is going to be offensive, and a 64 for a 6. There's a double to right field. That scores the run. It's 2-1 now, Athletics, and here comes Jake Stahl, nobody out. And Stahl rolls a 12 for a 25. But we have a little E to worry about again. The rolls a 31 out of the range, and that's a line drive over to the second baseman Collins. Tries to flip over to the shortstop Nichols in time, but Chase is fast enough to get back to the bag. 1 out now, and here's Neil Ball. 2-1 now, the ball game. And the rule for Ball is a 65 for a 35. There's a W, though, for Jack Coombs, which means the ball walks. Now, runners in first and second, still 2-1 Athletics, and this brings up Wade Conroy, who rolls a 43 for a 29, and that's going to be a little ground ball over to the pitcher Manning. Manning goes over to Coombs. Coombs goes over to short Nichols for 1, on to first to Davis for 2 for the double play. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, and it's going to be Rube Oldring. Oldring up there now, 262, 1 for 1 today with the single and the stolen base. He rolls a 26 for a 27. That's a ground ball over to third base. Conroy has it, throws the first for the out, 1 away, and here's Jimmy Collins. Collins rolls a 42 for a 13, and he strikes out, 2 out. Simon Nichols now, and he rolls a 14 for a 43. It's a fly ball over to left field, and Stahl has it for the out. Go to the top of the 5th. Red Kleinow now. Rolls a 46 for a 29. That's a comebacker over to Coombs. Throws the first for the out, 1 away. And here comes Manning. He rolls a 25 for a 9. That is a base hit for the pitcher, but then he tries to steal second. Not a good idea, and he's thrown out, 2 away. Here is Charlie Hemphill. He rolls a 31 for a 9. Same thing. Base hit, tries to steal, and is thrown out. Go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and it's going to be Schreckengost up there, and he rolls a 53 for a 20. That's changed to a 22. That's going to be an error there on Rube Manning. Schreckengost able to make it to first base, and here comes Coombs, who's going to bunt. And the roll's a 54 for a 45, and this is probably going to be a good bunt. And yeah, the little E rolls a 62. This will be a bunt over to the left side, and it's Conroy who has it. Throws over to first base for the out. Schreckengost moves up to second. 1 away for Topsy Hartzell. Hartzell rolls a 51 for a 9, and that's going to be a ground ball over to first baseman Hal Chase, who does it himself, and he goes to the bag for the out, 2 away, and here's Harry Davis. Schreckengost moves up to third. Davis rolls a 12 for a 24, but there is this little E roll, of course. And the roll is a 23, which is within the range. That's going to be an error on the shortstop, error on Ball. And because of Neil Ball's error, this run scores. Davis is the runner on at first base. It's 3-1 Athletics now, and here's Eddie Collins. Collins rolls a 31 for a 9. That's going to be a little ground ball over to the third baseman Conroy. Throws to first for the out. We go to the top of the 6th. Willie Keeler now rolls a 65 for a 35. That's a foul ball over to Collins, the third baseman, for the first out. Harry Niles rolls a 53 for a 20. That's going to be changed to a 19. That's an error on Jimmy Collins, the third baseman. Here comes Hal Chase with that runner on at first. Chase rolls a 54 for a 45. A little quiet fly ball over to Danny Murphy for the second out. Jake Stahl now will roll an 11 for a 0. His next roll is a 45 for a 2, and that's going to be a double that scores the runner, and it's 3-2 with Stahl on at second base. And here he is, Neil Ball, who's hitting 200 this season. After 44 plate appearances, he rolls a 25 for an 11. It's a single that scores the run and makes this a tie ball game, and Ball then is able to steal second base. New York with a lot of stolen base attempts so far in this one. Here's Wood Conroy. He rolls a 53 for a 20. And that's going to be a ground ball over to Collins, the second baseman, who throws to first for the out. Mercifully, that inning ends. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 3-3 ball game, and the errors are also tied at 3 apiece. This will bring up Danny Murphy. Murphy rolls a 14 for a 43, but there is a little E to worry about, and this time it's a 52, out of the range. It's a fly ball over to Jake Stahl and left for the first out. Here's Rube Oldring. Oldring rolls a 14 for a 43. We're going to go through this again. And the roll is a 56, and this time it's another fly ball over to Stahl and left, 2 away. Jimmy Collins up now, and he rolls a 23 for a 32. Fly ball over to Keeler and right. He has it for the out. We go to the top of the 7th. Here is Kleinow, and Kleinow rolls a 51 for a 36, and that's going to be a ball. Next roll is a 41 for a 28. That's a ground ball over to the shortstop Nichols, who makes the play out of the first for the out. 1 away. Rube Manning now rolls a 62 for a 12. And the little E rolls a 45 out of the range. This 12 means it's a ground ball over to Davis. The first baseman does himself, 2 away, and here's Hemphill. Hemphill rolls a 23 for a 32. That's a fly ball over to Murphy in right field. That's the end of that inning. We go to the bottom of the 7th, and here comes Simon Nichols. Nichols rolls a 23 for a 32. Fly ball over to right field. It's Keeler has it for the out, 1 away, and Ossie Schreckengost now rolls a 54 for a 45. Another fly ball over to Willie Keeler, 2 away, and here's Jack Coombs. Coombs rolls an 11 for a 0. And then a 64 for a 6, and that's going to be a double for the pitcher, and that'll bring up Topsy Hartzell, runner on second base. Only hit number 4 for the Athletics. Manning pitching fairly well. Hartzell's rolls a 32 for a 26. That's going to be a ground ball over to Niles. Throws to first for the out. We go to the top of the 8th. Willie Keeler now rolls a 31 for a 9, and that's going to be a single, but he's thrown out trying to steal. Another stolen base attempt. Harry Niles now rolls a 63 for a 31. That's a fly ball to Oldring in center field. Makes the catch for the out 2 away, and here's Hal Chase, who rolls a 44 for an 8, and that's going to be another fly ball over to Oldring in center field. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. This one is a little bit tense. Harry Davis leads this off, rolling a 14 for a 43. And the roll is a 55. That's out of the range. That's going to be a fly ball over to Stahl in left field. One away. Here's Eddie Collins. He rolls a 61 for a 36. It's changed to a 41, which unfortunately for him is a ground ball over to Niles, the second baseman. Throws to first for the out, 2 away, and here's Danny Murphy. Murphy rolls a 66 for a 0, and he has a chance. And he rolls a 31 for a 6, and so that's a double to right center with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And with Murphy on at second base as a tying run, this will bring up Oldring. And the Athletics really have a chance here to win this ball game and sort of steal one away from New York. Let's see here. We'll go ahead and move this one on down here. I do this from time to time. I know that on my blog I don't have quite as many of these 1908 games featured. One of the reasons why is because if I put every close game on there, it would be nothing but 1908 games. There are too many close ones. Here's Oldring now. Oldring rolls a 66 for a 0. I have to make sure I'm in the right window. There we go. And here's the second roll. It's going to be a 24 for a 7, and that's a single to right field. That'll score the run, and that might be your winning run that just scored there off of the bat of Oldring. And let's see what happens here as this game continues. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and Oldring was able to get the big base hit. Manning will stay in there, but it's a 4-3 ball game. Jimmy Collins up now. He rolls a 62 for a 12, and there is a little E, of course, as always. He rolls a 33 out of the range. It's going to be a little ground ball over to Niles. The second flips the ball to shortstop for the out. We go to the top of the 9th inning, and it's going to be Jake Stahl to lead this one off here against Jack Coombs, who's going to stay in this game. Stahl rolls a 22 for an 8, but Coombs is still a B. That means that's a ground ball over to short. Nichols has it, throws to first for the out, 1 away, and here is Neil Ball. Ball will roll a 22 again for an 8. That's another ground ball over to Nichols, the human vacuum cleaner, who makes the play, throws to first for the out, 2 away, and here is Wood Conroy. Conroy rolls a 36 for a 33, but there is that little E. It's a 52 out of the range. That's going to be a little pop-up over to second base, and it's Eddie Collins who has that one for the out. There's your ball game. So the Athletics able to win this one 4-3 after being down being up 2-1, then 3-1 after having New York tie this ball game. And that means the Athletics will go to 6-6. The Highlanders will go down to 5-6. This is the way the American League has been. Everybody's right around 500. Hope you've enjoyed this one, and I'll talk with you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.